I'll start by saying that I'm not big on clowns. I don't like them. So this is a clown book, and I hope you'll stay tuned because it's not going to be the annoying ones or the scary ones. It's going to be these vintage kind of images here. So if you're okay with that, then you should be okay with the book. It's for my sister's birthday, who is into clowning. She's done the clown college and everything. So here's the charm on the side. I got some of these things from the miniature store, and I fabricated these beads myself, and oops, this little portrait thing, little locket, and a pom-pom. I love the rubber chicken, and a little handmade in there. I'm going to remove this actually for the video so it isn't clanking around. And I've got the buttons on the side and a little shiny tool and some pleated fabric. And I like this guy because he's got a cat in a very interesting place on his costume. So the first image, I have photoshopped it to add this text, which is my sister's name, Mismatch. I'm sorry, her clown name. I don't want to get that mixed up. So that seemed like it would go well on the inside cover. So my sense of humor is kind of a little bit to make fun of these clowns, and she knows that. So she usually flaunts it at me, and I make fun of her, so it's even, you know, we just have a sort of a laugh about it. This ad is for not only the circus, but for gargling liniment, which, you know, they go together hand in hand. Can't go to the circus without thinking of that. This guy is clearly high as a kite and hallucinating about dancing pigs and ruffles. This picture had actually the stilts in it, and I just replaced the top of it with these are coffee stirrers from Starbucks. And his unfortunate face is either due to a mauling circus tiger or maybe, you know, a bus accident. I'm not sure. This guy seems to think it's just hilarious to shoot this one in the butt. I guess violence was kind of big back then with the Punch and Judy and all of that. The background is tissue paper with some stamping on it. And this was some sort of a tape that's used in home improvement. I think drywall, I'm not sure. I made a bunch of these sort of page toppers to kind of go throughout the book, and they have a bunch of vintage guys on it too. A folder in the signature here, and I really like this black and white picture. I don't know what the deal is with the disembodied heads, but I just liked it, thought it was kind of neat. And in here is the emergency supplies for a clown. Some extra hair, an extra pair of gloves, some extra noses, which are beads, of course. It goes back in here. And speaking of violence, we've got on this page, this one's chopping off the other one's head. So that's always funny. And the fine print says, 1933, the Sweets Company of America Incorporated. Little satin ribbon bow there. And these are the fictional friends of the Mismatch character clown. I just made these up. I printed these out on photo paper. Here they are. And there's a sentiment on the back of each one. This one says, "We love you from the nifty knotheads." This one says, "2MM from Jugsy." Jugsy the clown. And in our family, we have a family joke that if you have a big butt, it's called a porch butt because it sticks out like the back porch of a house. So this clown says, "To Mismatch, with love, Porch Butt the Clown, and Stinker," which is the pig there being fed. So those are her little imaginary friends. There were a lot of little cutouts and things with clowns on the internet, so I just picked out a few. I don't know why that was such a popular thing, but it would be, I think, on cereal boxes and whatnot, so he was pretty decorative, so I picked him. I chose him because he just sort of has that, I don't know, taxi driver, gas station attendant sort of look, so that's why he went in. This one you just cut out and put the different faces on there. I just thought it was kind of a lot of intricate cutting for a kid. There's a lot of different things, so I just thought that was kind of odd. And it's from Children's Playmate magazine, so you can tell that's out of date. Him you cut out and you bend up. Here's the little graphic to tell you what to do. You bend up his feet and then you cut out these rings and throw them on the feet. So that's a lot of fun to be had there. I would love to do that. Sounds like a great time. His name, Laffo. I just love that, Laffo the clown. You take this and you cut this strip out, and then you cut on the blue lines on the top and bottom of his face, and you feed that strip through, and so it looks like he's got the different expressions on his face. So there's a little collection of those. On this page, this little swag of pom-poms and buttons, and this little charm went perfectly with that, and I had gotten that at the miniature store. And don't you know, I totally lost that thing while I was making it, and I thought, oh, it'll turn up, and I took this room apart and, you know, went through the trash can and everything, and he never did turn up, so I had to go buy another one. So that's the story of this guy, but he was too cute not to have in there. So this pocket is pants with suspenders, made to look like a pocket, and this clown is, you know, very unusual. If you ask me, it looks like Kate Blanchett with an orange juicer on her head. So, you know, how could I not include it? And they're just the kind of jokes that would be like for a little kid. So if you want to read them all, you can pause the video as I turn the pages. They're really nothing you haven't heard since kindergarten. But it was just something to put in the book. And then these little icons of laughing people. This page, I really enjoyed this illustration because it was really the only way to work in a unicycle. It was the only picture I really liked with unicycle and juggling, as a matter of fact, so I used him. This guy's got a little yarn bow on him. Some more little vintage dudes. And I don't know, it must have been a thing back then in clown circles to get on the wacky weed and go up on stage, so who knows. Little charm in the jewelry section of the store. And this is, okay, for clown eyes only, it says. And it's a cheat sheet for balloon animals. Not that I could even do it even with the cheat sheet, but I know she can. And the other side has a little, one of those bulb horns they're always honking. I don't know what's going on in this photo, but I think they're probably having quite a nice time together. Him with his monkey on his head. A lot of this layering, I had to age some of this paper so it wasn't so bright white. As a matter of fact, I had coffee stain, this was a bright white, the polka dots on this fabric bow, just to dull it down a little bit so it wasn't so much primary color. It was kind of hard to find the balance between getting bright clown colors and making it look, you know, a little vintage. So this sort of insect clown, I'm not sure what his story is, but he has this crazy face and, you know, bee feelers. And this is probably my favorite picture in the whole book because look at this guy. The lips on this pig are absolutely just funny to me. I just can't stand it. And this guy is looking at them. It almost seems like the insect clown is sort of presiding over this whole union here, so I could look at that all day. It's killing me. Actually, way up here it says Happy New Year, so I guess it was a card or something. Not sure. With the aging of the paper, I sort of went a little bit overboard on these balloons, but oh well. I was like sanding them a little bit. This necktie it's got a little stuffing in it. I don't know if you can tell, it's sort of 3D there, so I fashioned that out of some material I had and some cardboard and stuffing. And this actually flips out into 3, but let me show you this part first. Here's another page topper. And I chose this picture because it doesn't look like he has forearms. You can kind of see him in there, and even on the digital version of this, it was really hard to see the forearm. So I just picked it because it looks like he's got his hands floating in air there. This one is probably about to have a bathroom accident, or maybe just did have a bathroom accident. So he had to go in the book. He's riding a pig, which is nice. So this triple flip out is on the plain side, kind of, because I wanted it to fold flat when it was in the book, so I chose these 3 tall pictures. This guy is definitely He has an attitude. He's like, I dare you. I dare you to jump through this hoop. Just try it. Crazy Eyes here is a pocket. It's just glued right here. And it's got some little buntings there to match the background. And in the pocket are some finger puppets, if you can see this little graphic here. I cut them out and put them on some sturdy cardboard, and you're supposed to put your fingers through the hole and make him look like he's dancing. Unfortunately, my fingers are too big for the holes. I had to scale it down. So it looks sort of like these poor clowns are just some amputees, really. They're not having a good day. But my sister, fortunately, has some very little bitty tiny fingers, so she'll probably be able to get her fingers through these. I like the page topper on this is some little purple balls. And it's a rodeo clown with little trims around here, a little bling. That star has, it's just a cardboard star with some diamond glaze that I made. And this graphic is, I think it was a ticket or a poster with the cat as the clown. I like that. It's got a little big, you know, fake ticket there. And this side pocket has this little polka dotted envelope with a couple of more guys there. He's got something going on, a monocle. And the list in here is the supposedly the list that belongs to the person who owns this book. So it's a list of possible clown names that she came up before Mismatch. Of course, this is all fictional. I just made it all up. And actually, 3 of the names on this list are her actual nicknames, but I won't tell you which ones. I did have a different list all made up that was very much more entertaining when it comes to my sense of humor, but I didn't want to, you know, put anything like super dark or any sort of adult material, shall we say, on those in the book, so I changed it. This guy, it just looked like he was posing for a senior class picture, so I had to include him. And he's kind of hiding in here because I have it in a very sort of skinny pocket, and I'm just going to have that much showing, so she might not even see that for a while. This pocket has a double-sided picture here, and I chose this one because I really love their outfits. I just probably would give anything for this donkey shirt, so I just like their costumes. It's pretty cute. And then another cat all decked up like a clown. And this actually was a Hallmark bag. You might recognize it. And this page decoration, I put a little tulle around here to sort of represent the ruffles that they always have. I left this fairly plain page because I really enjoyed this sketch of this circus scene because I really like elephants a lot, so I like that one a lot. And this is on some double-sided tape, so it raised it up a little bit, which is just some shapes I cut out with diamond glaze. This edging here I got on clearance like at least 10 years ago, and I just snatched it up. I thought it was so great. And this is, of course, the first time I've used it, so, you know, it was waiting for its use. My sister does have a real-life actual friend in the clowning world that is called Popcorn, so I thought this was very appropriate. This is Popcorn's little area, and I did cut out a little bit of some fake popcorn, and this is just a string of tickets here that goes in the popcorn pocket. And down here is sort of a clap on, clap off. You can see I just reversed the image and made it a little flippy thing. I included him because look at that face. Does that face not say, I did not kill that guy. I did not eat him. You cannot prove it. So I just really, I thought he has got to go into this book. So he's innocent of all charges, I think. Some more page toppers and tickets. And down here I have a, it's actually my personal sentiment to my sister for her birthday, just where I, you know, wrote happy birthday and whatnot for her. So she can keep that in this book so she'll remember, and it's got the year and everything. And that is a cheesecloth bow and a little pink pom-pom trim. Oh my God, this guy. There's just so much wrong with this picture. It's hard to even know where to start. First of all, I think he's standing in front of his hair. It doesn't seem to be attached to his head at all. And then, most of all, what's up with the baby? It looks like he's almost breastfeeding it. But then you look closer and he's got this gigantic spoon that's like as big as the infant's head. So I don't know if he's going to try and feed this little tiny thing. And it's got like a confirmation or baptism gown on. And so does this mean the clown is in the church with this baby? And then like the way the legs are drawn, it just looks like if this hip is here and this one is forward, it just really, I don't know how he managed this contortion, but I just love this picture because it was so incredibly crazy. And on the back page, it's a little tissue paper ruffle with this clown who's got this pointed tongue, and I put glass glitter around the edges, and I hairsprayed it so it wouldn't come off on your hand so much. And on the back cover is some shoes, and that's the end. Thank you for looking.